Hi, today's weeknight dinners is coming from Poland. I'm here in my mum's kitchen and it's snowing outside and I'm making a late lunch for me and my mum. What you need is some potatoes. I've got some leftover cooked potatoes here, so I'm going to cheat a little bit, but if you're doing this from scratch, then put the potatoes on now and boil them for about 10 minutes in salted water. You need a smoked mackerel. Here's a lovely Polish smoked mackerel. A red pepper, a large tomato, a small onion, half a lemon, some chilli powder and turmeric powder. If you don't have chilli powder, use a fresh chilli. Salt and pepper, butter, and 1 egg per person. So like I said, if you're doing this from scratch, put the potatoes on now. Otherwise, chop the onion first. So I'm going to use a big wok for this. You want to put the heat on and add some butter to the wok. In Poland I always use butter. If you want to be more healthy, you can use a mixture of olive oil and butter. So we've melted some butter on the wok. I'm going to add the onions in there now. I'm just going to fry the onions in there for about 2 minutes. So the onion's frying, I'm chopping the red pepper, and I'm going to add that in at the same time as the potatoes. So the onion's been frying for about 2 minutes now. I'm just going to put the little light on there so you can see what we're doing. I'm going to add the red pepper in. Turn the heat down slightly, you don't want it to cook too fast. Chop your potatoes now. Everything's so clean and organised at my mum's place that I feel like I'm in a real cookery show. Mine is always a bit of a mess. But it's more natural, isn't it? Indeed. Add the potatoes in with the pepper and the onion. Stir them in. Now a teaspoon of turmeric, just a flat teaspoon. This is probably the healthiest spice. You really want to add it to anything you can add it to. And do half a teaspoon of chilli powder or a fresh chilli. Now the tomato. Chop it up. It doesn't need to be too fine. It's all going to disintegrate in there anyway. In it goes. And I've just thought a little bit of coriander would be so nice in there to finish it off at the end, but we don't have any, and this is leftover cuisine, so if you do have something green, a bit of spinach, a bit of coriander, you can pop it in as well. So now I'm going to prep the mackerel. As you can see, it looks a little bit different to an English smoked mackerel. It's actually a whole fish. And I'm going to separate the flesh from the skin of the mackerel. I'm doing this quite roughly because we have a cat that has a little cat house outside because we're not here for the whole year, and our cousins feed it normally, but just dry food, so when we're here I like to give it little treats. So because I've had this Polish mackerel, I have taken the skin off it, taken the bones out of it. In England you don't get bones in the mackerel. I don't know how it is in America, but here there was quite a few. I've taken them all out. I've got the skin and a few little bits here for the cat. And I've chopped the rest of it finely up into the bone. No one wants to be stuck with a fish bone in their throat, so it's worth taking a little bit of time over this. And now I'm going to add that in. Stir it all together. Don't stir it too often. It's okay if the potatoes get a little bit crisped up, you know? That's the great thing about frying potatoes. Now it's time for the salt and pepper. Pepper. And now I'm going to put that to one side and fry the eggs. And while you're heating some oil or pepper in a pan, you can squeeze the lemon into this. Cracking the eggs into a bowl first, just to make sure they're all okay. And then in the pan they go. Salt and pepper on the eggs, and then cover them, and we're cooking them on a very low heat for just a couple of minutes. And in that time we can serve this up. And the eggs go on top. This dish is inspired by Kedgeree, which is an Indian breakfast. Except we're using potatoes and a few little other things in there, and we're not eating it for breakfast. Spicy fried potatoes with an egg on top.